Pod.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, people of the pod.
The episode 3 you've all been anticipating. The Disney episode. What?
We didn't actually tell anybody at the end of our last episode.
Not advertised.
People were asking.
Really?
By people, I mean Mom.
No, mom's unaware.
Mom didn't know we were
Number
doing
one
this.
fan.
No, seriously. Thank you all for the love and support that you've been giving us. It's been really great.
Lost for words. How great it's been.
Just so enthusiastic here.
We are introducing ourselves again. Let's try what we did last week. To my right is a 60-foot reptilian goddess in the color purple. Mm-hmm. She has great horns upon her head.
Horns.
Green smoky flames from her belly. Mm-hmm. Is Kylie, the baby-hating Maleficent.
That is me.
Yes.
In a nutshell. Mm-hmm. And to my left, she has 8 tentacles coming out from her lower half. She has purple hair. She is a sea witch. She holds grudges. And she likes to manipulate teenagers. My sister, Wyona. In the shape of Ursula, the sea witch. Our Disney episode, though. Mm-hmm. So we were toying with what we wanted to focus on, and we have settled on talking about our favorite Disney heroes and our favorite Disney villains.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we've based this on their charisma, uniqueness, and urban talent. And we picked 3 each. Three.
Yeah, I think I narrowed mine down to 3.
3 villains each, 3 heroes each. And honestly, mine is just the most hottest characters of all the Disney films. But there's character there, obviously. And they're not that hot, some of them on my list. Conventionally attractive? No. But it's their, charisma, uniqueness, urban talent that I see that I'm attracted to.
Sure.
My villains, definitely.
I went straight up just
Heroes
evil.
are so basic.
Evil villains. Like the ones
Honestly,
that are real bad.
I got some too, that are that's fucked up.
Yeah, like good villains.
How is that a Disney movie, really, when you think about it?
Well, I mean, Disney never established itself as just being, I don't know.
They should have stepped away from the kids stuff, actually, and just been more serious.
Yeah, but that's how they began, right? It wasn't just all colorful children, sweet, lovey thingies. All these kids are orphans.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right? Like Disney's you know what we need?
Murdering kids time.
No, murdering parents. These kids need to be on their own, right? We want kids to see this, but we want them to know that their parents die.
That is so... was that a problem in the 30s? I guess so.
No, there was a reason. I remember, he had Googled it. Before Google was invented,
on a typewriter.
Why do I want to kill the parents in all of these movies? But they're dark, which makes sense. And then the villains, from the get-go, pretty good villains. Mm-hmm. With the OG villains, she got knocked down to my maybes list was the Evil Queen. She's pretty fucked, right? She's pretty dark. That's the Evil Queen from Snow White. But we're cruising down into my maybes list here. If I want to focus, do you want to focus?
Let's do solid, yeah.
You focus?
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll list my 3 top villains, and then we'll discuss them briefly, and then we'll switch gears, and then we'll end with heroes.
Yeah.
Because I want to start with villains. They're my favorite. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to go ahead and start with Scar. I mentioned him at some point, and I absolutely love him. He's so messed up. Best voice actor. Ooh, it just gives me chills just thinking about him. His character in the movie is so evil. He frames his nephew for killing his brother, his nephew's father.
And the nephew's a baby.
And he's planning on killing Simba. His nephew, he's planning on killing him. He says, kill him. But he just happens to get away. He thinks he's dead.
Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. If you ever come back, we'll kill ya. Kill ya. He's evil. And they made him there was deleted scenes where he's trying to seduce Nala, too.
Which they keep, just as a side note, in the Broadway. And it's super uncomfortable, right? It's really creepy. The thing with Scar, and he actually was on my list. I just had to swap him out because I don't want to talk about him twice. But the reason why Scar is such a successful villain, in my opinion, is he doesn't fuck around.
No.
Right? That's the thing. And that happens a lot in Disney films, right? They're trying to not make them so unrelatable, I suppose. Maybe that's the point. Or they want kids to think that, like, villains can fuck up or, like, they make mistakes and they're like, well, obviously it's not going to work out because they were dumb about it. Scar ain't dumb about it. He actually, like,
he
goes for it.
like 20 years?
Yeah.
However
or whatever,
long
like,
Simba life is. 8 years?
whatever that is in lion years.
The whole, like, their whole planes are, like, desolate and, like, dead.
Yeah.
So it's a good amount of years.
It's been a minute.
But also, Scar has one of the best, aside from Ursula, one of the best Disney villain songs. Be Prepared. Ooh, and it's just how they filmed it. It's based off of like a Nazi.
Oh yeah,
the Nazi march. So they're all looking up at Hitler, which is Scar, and he's got like shadows behind him, and then the shadows of his soldiers are walking by, and they're doing the duck walk. What's that called? The duck walk?
Sure.
Nazi duck walk.
Yeah,
I think
totally.
That's right.
That's definitely right.
And Jeremy Irons. That's his voice actor, right? That's such a good voice. It gives you chills.
So villainy.
It stands out too because like none of the other characters talk like that at all. They're just basic sounding voices, except for Mufasa. Yeah, Mufasa is obviously superior to him in body and voice. He's like the bigger line. He's got the bigger voice, right? Is that a challenge? Yeah. Way more commanding than like simpery little Jeremy Irons. Like, oh, I guess you have all the brawn and brain. He like walks away.
Slithers away. Yeah.
Baddest villain. And like his ending fight with Simba, who he's more like physically matched with, where it's like he could win. He's fighting dirty, right?
And his minions, like we were talking about that too. The what are they called? Hyenas, yeah. The hyenas, that's again another successful part of his story, is how fucked up they are and how cruel they are, and they're the reason why like there's no food, just because they're just all consuming, nothing else driving them except for hunger, and then need for like destruction, right? Yeah, best minions probably. And
the funniest, I mean, Whoopi Goldberg, fucking Cheech.
Well, yeah, when you just go down to like the three of them, and then Ed.
And Ed, whomever plays Ed. I said Cheech, that's not his name, is it?
Oh, yeah, it's Cheech Marin.
Oh my gosh! Okay, cool. Right on.
Yeah.
Okay, so second villain I had on my list would be Jafar. Oh, Jafar. I love him so much. Again, with the buttery voices. Like, he's got such a good evil presence. And watching the Aladdin remake, the live action Aladdin, I was so mad. I was like,
I don't even think we should touch the live action.
I'm touching it because it's comparing to Jafar. The Jafar in the live action is so disappointing. Zero presence, zero charisma, and there is so much charisma. As soon as like Jafar is like in a room, he's just standing. Like, you know, he's got his long staff, he's got like the big spiky shoulders. He looks so cool. And he's also very determined, and he does get his way, and like he loses it all because of wordsmithery from Aladdin, which is so unbelievable to me. I think they just needed to wrap up that movie. They're like, oh yeah, Aladdin tricks him with his cleverness. Like,
yeah, Aladdin isn't
Jafar?
A great hero. He's fine. He's nothing without the genie.
And he lies to
everyone.
Jasmine till the very end.
Yeah.
And then Jafar has this cool like Prince Ali. His like reprise song where he like exposes him is also such a banger. And then I guess it's kind of like not cool, but the way he dresses up Jasmine all sexually and has her all like chained up is kind of too much.
Yeah.
For a Disney movie.
Or right on par for Disney movies.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why people have called back all those weird like sexual innuendos, and
that's too much.
Yeah. And also that weird sound in the background from the original recording.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that? It's
good teenagers take off their clothes.
Yeah. So it's the scene where Aladdin is on the balcony with Jasmine, and he's dressed up like Ali, and he's trying to convince her to go on a magic carpet ride, which also has a lot of innuendos.
Hold your breath, it gets better. It's like, yeah. What do you mean?
Fuck roast. It's for kids.
What are you doing, Step Aladdin?
But in the original, like, we had the VHS as kids, and it was in there. They edited it out in like the versions that are available now. But there's this weird like background sound where it sounds like Aladdin whispers, "Good teenagers take off their clothes."
He does absolutely whisper it.
Yeah, it's creepy.
100. Yeah. What is he saying? They made up an excuse that he was saying something
He's
else.
saying something to Raja.
Yeah, Raja's trying to bite him.
Yeah.
He's like,
but whatever. And then I remember watching that as a kid. My parents were watching the news, and there was like an expose on the creepy sex things that they discovered in Disney, and another one was in Lion King.
Yeah, when he lays down.
Down on the leaves, and it spells sex.
And the excuse they gave was that it spelled SFX.
Yeah.
Which is an excuse.
That's an excuse.
Absolutely. Like, even in The Little Mermaid, which we talked about earlier when we introduced ourselves, the original posters, one of the towers was a
penis.
schlong.
It's the total penis.
My friend Stephanie had that poster in her basement, and it was a penis.
Yeah.
The penis.
Yeah.
In Disney. I'm getting all mad now. Like, I love how Jasmine looked, and I thought it was like super kinky, but it's also, if it's not consensual, it's not cool. Disney don't
push that shit on children.
Perpetuate that ideal of like tying someone up against their will. It's like gross. No. Non-consensual, not cool. Disney.
Yeah. Why Jafar is fucked. One of the reasons.
Hot. Sorry. He's still got a good voice. I'm sorry, he's ugly as hell.
Yeah.
But he's got a good voice.
Yeah.
They gave all of the best voice actors to the villains.
And another thing, too, if you're comparing him to Scar, he also thinks that he kills Aladdin. Like,
yes.
it's not just like, I'm going to leave you in this easily escapable situation and walk away and just assume that everything goes to plan. He actually... like kicks him down into the
Arctic. I don't know.
No.
Like a
twice. That's twice. No, the first time is when he thinks he gets the lamp from him.
Oh, he leaves him in the cave.
He leaves him in the Cave of Wonders.
Yeah. Starved to death. Ha.
Yeah, and he's like, nah, he's dead. Stupid kid. And he tells Jasmine that he beheaded him because he knew he was gonna kill him eventually.
Yeah.
That's also fucked.
He grabs her little shoulders. Gross.
Yeah.
No. Okay,
yeah, he's nasty.
He's gross, but he's got such a good voice. Mm-hmm. I'm supposed to be fighting for him, but I'm just thinking about it now. I'm like, ew.
You're not trying to make them into good people. You're saying why they're bad.
No. He's the bad guy.
Yeah.
They're
great villains.
Guy. And the second time he kills Aladdin, again at the end of his reprisal song, whatever, he gulfs him off to like a tundra to freeze to death, which is very cruel because they grew up in the desert. So he's like, what's the most ironic way to kill Aladdin? Send him where a bunch of snow is to freeze to death. But he doesn't know that the carpet's magic
and can bring him back thousands of miles in like 10 minutes.
That carpet's the real hero. Yeah. Like, he saves Aladdin the whole time.
Yeah, sidekicks in Disney movies are almost always the real hero.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so my third villain.
Why your friends matter, I guess? It's obvious.
Oh, Ursula?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ursula is my top villain, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So this is no particular order. She's fucking badass.
Yep.
Got a banging bod. Mm-hmm. Full of power.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, she's determined to get her crown, and she does in the end.
Yeah.
And she loses from... Also, like, that's kind of a weak death when I think about it.
Right.
It's very dramatic and cool that she gets, like... Impaled on a boat from Eric, I guess. But it's also, like, she brought the boat up from the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
So she killed herself, kind of.
And also, anytime somebody with that much magic is killed by a stab wound, I don't believe it. It's like the way Maleficent dies.
And she's really milking how... Sorry to interrupt. She's really milking how to kill Ariel, because Ariel's in the bottom of a cyclone in the water, and she's just, like, aiming with her eye and her trident to, like, pew, pew, pew. And it's like Ariel's just flopping around like a fish.
Yeah.
Which is, whatever, cool. And she's so focused on that she gets impaled by Eric. Mm-hmm. Also, I love Ursula getting fed up with Ariel almost getting Eric to fall in love with her despite not being able to communicate whatsoever, and Eric not caring that he can't communicate with her. And she becomes, what's the alter ego? The hot...
Is it like Jessica?
Jersiker. She becomes Jersiker and seduces Eric. Yeah, Ursula. And that's cool that she marries Eric, and it's just so, like, cruel and evil. Yeah. She doesn't have to marry Eric.
She kicks the dog. Like, out of all the mean and cruel things that you can do in any movie is to torture the animal, fucking boots him in the face. Mm-hmm. Evil. Yeah, pure evil.
And then she transforms after the wedding when Ariel gets there too late, and she just, like, shreds out of her wedding dress and becomes Ursula again. I just thought that shit was so cool. She crawls over and grabs...
Oh, it's super creepy.
She, like, crawls across the boards and grabs
and they make Ariel look so pathetic. She just, like, she even looks cross-eyed at one point when she's, like, grabbing her wrists. Yeah, like, I know she's a child. She's 16.
Yeah, Eric.
Only we talk about that for a second. How fucking young they made all these original princesses, like the OG Disney princesses. I think the youngest is Snow White, and she's 14, 13 or 14. Talk about treating or focusing on non-consensual shit. Yeah. She's asleep or passed out or under a spell, sleeping in the woods.
And the dwarves don't say anything in the movie.
Yeah, and say, Prince Charming is like, well, I better kiss this fucking passed out woman.
14-year-old girl.
Yeah, sorry.
Not a woman.
Not a woman.
No. Not a woman! Speaking of Disney, Willow's Disney.
Is it?
No.
Should be.
Not a woman!
Matt Morgan would be my favorite princess.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Give me Val Kilmer. Okay, so I'm going to go into my villains.
Yeah.
If you can't distinguish our voices, this is Kylie speaking now.
I think they could tell.
And sometimes we sound the same. We make the same voice when we change our voices. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's when we do our fake accents. It's kind of...
It's the same.
Indiscernible.
You can't really tell who's who. Okay, so mine are... I think mine are good. I think there's a couple new ones, and then there's one, like, super old one. And the old one that I go... What?
I'm looking at my list and I got so many better ones, more evil ones on my list. Sorry, go ahead. I'll come back to those later.
Okay.
Damn it, this list
I asked
is long.
you.
I know. I made a mistake. I made it ooh.
I liked all of those. Those are all good ones. The Scar and Ursula I assumed you were going to go with. Jafar was kind of out of the... I think it was just because you thought it was hot.
I have Shan Yu on here.
Yeah.
Could have did Shan Yu. Fucking hot.
Yeah, I would say there's less to talk about there, though.
I was only going to bring up Shan Yu really quickly because when Mulan reveals herself as being a woman... And the same soldier that defeated Shan Yu's response is only the soldier from the mountain. That's it. He's not like, you're a girl.
Yeah,
Girls
you couldn't
can't
do
fight.
that.
Because from what I understand it, they would have had female soldiers in his army, so it's totally like normal that was a woman. Mm-hmm. And the whole point of Mulan is like women can't do this, women can't do that. But for Shan Yu, who's the villain, just sees a soldier. He doesn't see a woman.
And he never mentions it again.
Nope.
Even when they're fighting, he's not like little girl or some shit.
He's like, looks like you're all out of ideas.
Not quite.
So yeah, he didn't have much of a story, but
that's true.
He wasn't really a villain.
So that's why he's not on the list?
Exactly. That's why they bring it up till now. Go ahead, Kylie.
That's why I didn't want to spend the last couple of minutes talking about him.
And then I also had Judge Claude Furlow. Sorry to bring it up, but he was actually fucking evil.
Yeah, no, he was on my list originally. Again, took him off because I thought you were going to talk about him.
He's very creepy, but he was also super evil.
Yeah.
Best voice, though. He's got a good villain voice, too.
Yeah. That's the villain from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
He's so gross. He has a whole song about wanting to bang Esmeralda.
Yeah. And then he tortures himself by whipping his back.
Is that in the movie?
He talks about it, doesn't he?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, they're torturing gypsies in the basement. They have a scene for that. They make it kind of goofy looking. But they're torturing people because that's how it was in the book. Like, this should not have been a Disney movie at all. And he tries to
talk about not Disney movies, should have been Pocahontas.
He's trying to burn Esmeralda, and right before he does, he's like, the offer's still on the table, my lady.
If you bang me, I won't burn you, because I find you disgusting.
And she spits on him, and he's like, alright, fucking burn her.
Hold on, I want to bang her.
Anyways.
So Wynn's had like 5 or 6 villains that she's talked about.
I'm done. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
She did. She had like 30 on her list.
I have more. Radigan! Okay, I'm done.
Okay, mine. I have Cruella de Vil at the top of my list. And not necessarily at the top of my list, like she's my number 1. She's just in order. She's the top of my list. But I put her on there I'm just referring back to what I said earlier. Like, if one of the things you never want to see in any movie, if you give a shit about animals, you don't ever want to see anything happen to the animal. Right?
That's fucked up.
Like, we were just watching Love and Monsters the other day, and as soon as there was a dog involved, I didn't give a fuck about the human story. I was like, that dog better be okay by the end of the movie, or I'm gonna throw fists and I'm gonna hug my dog.
You have like Braun sitting next to you on the couch, all concerned.
You gotta watch him, boy. But that's why Cruella de Vil's so fucked, and her reasoning behind it is so selfish and like disgusting and pure evil, and she sees nothing wrong with it, and she fights until the bitter end to try to get her coat made out of puppy skins.
It's called Fashion Sweetie.
Look it up. I will die and go to jail for this and murder 100 Dalmatian puppies. 101 Dalmatian puppies. Actually, technically,
99.
it's 99 puppies, and then the 2 adult dogs who show up at the end.
Which is like a whole coat right there. What's her dumbass getting baby puppies for? Get 4 adult dogs, you dumb bitch.
In the movie, she's like... she wants them to be adult dogs. Like, she wants them to get bigger, but then they find out, remember?
It's like a farm?
Yeah, she wants them to be bigger, and they're like, well, they're not big enough. You're not going to get a lot of coats out of these. And she's like, they're on to us. Kill them now. Right? She has henchmen doing all the work, but they're it's so fun.
And they discuss how the best way to kill the dogs are in front of the little puppy.
Like, they're going to poison them, or they're just going to, like, bop them on the heads and, like, smash their little skulls in and skin them.
Those villains are also pretty good villains. Her henchmen.
Her henchmen, yeah. Those are good evil sidekicks.
That champagne he's drinking looks so delicious.
Yeah, the whole
and
time. And his sandwich that's, like, all covered in, like, ash still looked good.
And then Pugsley gets a piece of ham. I think his name's Pugsley.
No, Rolly, the chubby dog.
Also, I love the teamwork of all of the dogs in the entire city to find these other dogs' children.
Yeah.
They're like, do the call. Oh, can we talk about how hot?
And apparently the first one's a cow. Do the call.
Can we talk about how hot that one dog, the big... Never mind. He's a hot dog. Where he's like, oh, I see we're doing the call. Dog, eh? I can't even do my voice that deep. He's like... I'm sorry. He's a hot dog.
I said that already. Hot dog. He's a hot dog.
But also villains.
Mm-hmm.
I got all caught up and I want to watch that movie now. That's a great movie.
It's a really good movie. Yeah, and she like establishes herself as evil right from the get-go, which I also love. Like I think
Anita, darling.
Yeah, she comes into her house and just insults them the whole time.
You fools!
Not even before that. She's just like fucking calling down her husband, talking about how much of a loser he is and laughing about his career choice and shit. Which is fun, an ironic little twist. He makes like thousands and thousands off the song called Cruella de Vil.
I shared
which how does that work? Wouldn't she be getting like royalties or some shit?
I shared a meme to Charlotte and I was like, this is me, and it's her bursting through the door and she's like, miserable darling, perfectly wretched. That's just how she introduces herself.
And she puts her cigarette out in their cupcakes.
Cruella? Yeah.
Like, why the fuck is she friends with her? Anyway, so Cruella, evil, consistent all the way through. She wants to skin puppies to wear them.
That's fucked up.
So, yeah, evil. Alright! Alright!
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
So, can we just talk about what we've been going through filming this episode real quick? You'll notice that this is being uploaded a week late.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Probably. Maybe Thursday we'll get it.
We're done. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, let's continue on with why it's taken so long. We've had a week.
Oh,
people.
So bad. It's just so bad.
And it's not that, like, all these crazy things kept happening that was, like, stopping us. It's just... I don't know, our health?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We got the big sad, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. It was just, I would like to clarify.
How many days?
I wish there was an actual reason, but I can't put my finger on it.
It was a series of unfortunate events, and now we have our computer set up, not at my apartment, but in Kettle Point.
Yeah, so if you have some weird background noises...
it's Kettle Point. Blame Kettle Point. Fucking KP.
Or my dog. He likes to scuttle around behind us. Someone will bang on the door. Yeah.
Knock, knock, knock.
And then the other thing that I was going to say, but just because we're bringing it up right now, is that we have decided, just based on how rough it was to get this one out, we will record on the weekend. We're hoping like a Sunday afternoon, and then hoping to have it out by Thursday. And that's going to be like our schedule, because I think having a schedule is going to help us here.
Yeah, we were playing it by ear, and that don't work us. I don't know. It's just, I think this is the kind of a fun little reality struggle of recording a podcast and being creative consistently, is that you will hit a wall where you don't want to be as creative as you've been putting out. Episode. I know. no, this is our first wall. We have to just push through it, and then we'll hit another harder wall. Then we have to push through that, and then it'll be golden pony boy.
Yeah. It's fine.
It's our first wall.
Yeah, we work full time too. Like, this is just something that we're trying to do on the side for fun.
And pandemic stress.
Yeah.
So.
Anyways, I'm gonna continue on. This is a new day, a new dawn. Mm-hmm. And I was on my villains. I think I only got one villain out. I remember correctly. Yes, I did my Cruella de Vil.
Yes, you nailed it.
So, I'm going to continue on with my villains. If we edit this properly, it'll sound like it just transitioned smoothly. So my next villain I am going to focus on is the Evil Queen. Yep. So,
the first villain ever, right?
Really, yeah, because Snow White was their first big movie.
And they were like, we really want to make a princess movie. And then it became the best thing ever.
Oh, no.
Ever.
Yeah, it put Disney on the map, if I remember correctly, and then, like...
Yeah, they had an honorary Oscar, right? With the seven
with
dwarves.
all the little dwarves. Yeah. Right. And then Disney went into some bad choices, I think. Like, they went into a huge slump for a while there. They almost went bankrupt. Mm-hmm. They were almost, like, not a thing anymore.
With Sleeping Beauty, right? Brought them back up?
No. It wasn't until, like... Little Mermaid, I think, in the 80s. No, I promise. It wasn't that they were, like, a complete failure the whole time between Snow White and, like, Little Mermaid, but there was a time...
With the weird, obscure
yeah, that's what it was. It was, like, Black Cauldron times. Y'all remember Black Cauldron? It was during that era that they almost went down into the pooper. No, I think Great Mouse Detective is the 90s. Yeah, Little Mermaid is, like, 89, if I don't... Okay, anyways. So, yeah, she, the Evil Queen, also known as Queen Grimhilde. Yes, she had a name, which I didn't know until I started to look this up. And honestly, the only reason I thought of her, it's not that she's always at the forefront of my mind when I think about, like, crazy Disney villains. It's because when I was, like, looking through the different Disney villain choices, the thing that stuck out to me was, like, this woman straight up just wants a child's heart in a box. That's like that, and that's like established immediately, right? It's not like worked up to, and that's like the last thing. She's like, no, she's prettier than I am, or she's going to be. Please, Hunter Man, cut this child's heart out and put it in a box for me. Okay.
Yeah, according to this mirror, this super hot, powerful witch queen is somehow less hot than dumpy little 14-year-old.
Yeah, this child.
She's clogs. A child. Like, that mirror's like, It's like, what's wrong with
wooden
that mirror?
shoes, though.
That mirror's a perv. That's problematic.
And like, we were talking about this before with the likelihood that it's probably going to be, or that he was probably looking at how hot she was going to be. Right?
Okay.
I mean, but it's also based on some like folktale, right?
This is just all mirror preferences, and she shouldn't be trusting this mirror. According to you, mirror, who do you think is the hottest in the land?
And actually, all this time she's talking to the mirror. She's never actually looking at herself.
Yeah, okay.
She doesn't even know how hot she is. Mm-hmm. She just takes the mirror's word and runs with it. But yeah, so it's the same common theme that's used in all the a lot of Disney movies with the princesses, is the evil stepmother has something against the little stepdaughter who is always like so well loved and liked and beautiful and blah 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 blah.
Which is such a like weird, whatever they're trying to like commentary of like step parents are evil, don't trust them.
And not just step parents, stepmothers.
Yeah, protect the sanctity
it's never
of
like
marriage.
The stepfather that's bad in these movies. It's always the stepmom. Mm-hmm. The dad was the good one that had the beautiful, lovely connection with the daughter, and then they die, or the real mom dies or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that I feel like that in and of itself is really dark, and I also love the fact for her as a villain that she stays evil all the way through. I mentioned this before about how what I like in a villain is like consistency. Like I want you to stay evil all the way through. And there are some villains that are just like they're like funny, or like there's like redeeming qualities. You know, like Hades from Hercules.
He's a cool guy.
He's a cool guy. Like it's kind of hard to hate him because like he is like power. It's an old family struggle. Blah 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 blah. Like you don't hate him for that. Yzma.
Yzma's she's not a villain. That's politics too.
Yeah.
But with her and Hades, it's politics.
And then
Power
the
struggle.
queen is all vanity. That's what I was, I keep saying that's what I was saying before, and it's because I've said this before.
We recorded this.
We recorded this already.
A different mic that just wouldn't work for us,
Yeah.
so we're re-recording our words again.
Yes.
So when she says what I said earlier,
it's not applying to you. It's applying to Win. But I like that. I like that. So she's evil from the get-go. She is after Snow White. She believes that she actually has her heart in a box that the hunter returns with. Finds out that it's a pig heart. She has the hunter murdered, and then she goes and takes it upon herself to take out Snow White by transforming herself into like the evil hag. Evil queen
and
thing.
that is like the scariest, coolest
It is.
Bit of dark magic for a villain.
Yeah.
And it's the first Disney movie that's intense. It's an intense scene. It's not goofy.
No.
Or like there's no fun song like when Ursula does magic later on. This is like straight up witchcraft.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
It's creepy.
And when she transforms and they show her gnarly little hands and her hair lengthening to white.
My hands.
And the lightning flashing.
Yeah.
And then she's like, my voice. My voice. It's very scary.
Yeah, and obviously these old movies, these old folk tales or whatever, they have a lot of they're supposed to be like warnings for children, right? So they're like folk tales.
Don't get old.
No. I think this one has to do with like how you deal with strangers.
Stranger
right?
danger.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's a lot that she goes and
like
lives with seven men.
I'll clean for you if you let me stay here.
And then she trusts this little old lady. Snow White doesn't make any good decisions in this movie at all.
And then she gets, like, necrophiliaed. And then she's like, I'm married now at 14. Yeah. There's my palace.
Honestly,
like,
at this point, she was probably past her prime.
No kidding.
Anyway, so, like, you know, she does. She tries her best to actually, like, take out Snow White. She doesn't succeed. She puts her to sleep. Why that's the thing that they wanted to do at that time, whatever.
I'll keep her beautiful forever really is what she did too.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't like rot.
Well, she's not asleep for a long time.
In the original Snow White, she sleeps for like seasons.
Is it?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh no, you're right.
Right,
I think there's
like
a time
the snow
change.
Goes on.
Yeah. That is correct. Yeah. And then the evil queen accidentally kills herself.
Yeah, with a boulder, trying to pry a boulder off to fall on the dwarves who are like, "Ugh."
Yeah.
She killed Snow White. They think she's dead, right?
They think she's
find
dead.
Her little body.
Yeah.
And then lightning happens, and I swear to God, there's vultures that like circle overhead. I'm pretty sure.
That could be right. It's hard.
I feel like I'm thinking of
Jungle Book.
Jungle Book. Yeah, am I thinking of Jungle Book?
Fun fact: those vultures were based off of the Beatles. If you didn't know.
Yeah, in Jungle Book, not Snow White. They predicted the Beatles in Snow White.
Anyway, so yeah, she's OG evil queen. She's bad to the bone.
Bad to the bone.
I was gonna say she's bad all the way through. And that came out. Anyways, so she was my second. She's my number 2.
Rule number 3.
Yeah. And not queen. Mother number 3.
Mother number 3.
My next evil person is another woman, and a connection that I made between the 3 of them that I chose. They're all driven by vanity, which is cool and all. Like, it works for the story, but it's also like super lame.
What makes women evil is their obsession with themselves.
Their youth, like, and that's what it is. Obsession with their looks. Cruella de Vil doesn't care what she like looks like physically. She wants her fashion to be dogs. To be the leader in dog coat fashion.
Yeah, it's called fashion, sweetie. Look it up. That's pretty cool.
Again, it's probably more of a commentary on like how fucked the fashion industry is anyway. Because there's a lot of cruelty to animals.
PETA.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Had a field day, like blood on the coat vibe.
Yeah.
Right?
That's exactly what would happen.
And Cruella de Vil's like, I don't give a fuck. It's called fashion, sweetie.
Skin my puppies.
Skin my puppies.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, my third one, Mother Gothel.
Mother God awful.
My third villain that I chose is Mother Gothel. She's the villain in Tangled, the retelling of Rapunzel. And I know people our age who haven't seen it because they stopped watching Disney movies at some point in their life. like you have something better to do in your 30s.
For all ages. 8 to 80.
Yeah, me and Wynn walked through a blizzard to go and see this. We got snowed in when we were living in London together.
The first time.
The
only time, actually. The only time we lived. No, we lived together again.
That was on Wonderland, and then we lived together again somewhere else.
Right out.
Anywho, yeah, I chose her because, for one, she's the same thing that I've been looking for, like a consistent villain all the way through. But also, I love and I hate how realistic her terrible personality is.
We all have passive-aggressive people in our lives.
Yeah, or you just met those people at some point. Like, you've had a relationship with somebody who's, like, super manipulative, gaslighting, like the passive-aggressive, backhanded compliment people, you know, like, who are terribly insecure, but they feel better by making other people feel bad. And I'm like, I know this woman, I know this person, this man. I hate you. Like, but she does it so well. She does it so well, and I hate it. That's what makes a good villain a good villain, is you really hate them by the end of it.
Like, I was happy to see her go.
Yeah, right? Because there's a lot of satisfaction with her dying.
Like when she stands in the mirror with Rapunzel at the beginning of the movie, and she's like, Rapunzel, you know who I see standing in this mirror? I see a young, confident, beautiful woman. Oh, look, you're here too. Because you think, oh, she's saying something nice about Rapunzel, but she's literally ripping on Rapunzel. Mm-hmm. And she calls her fat in her song.
Yeah.
Which is so cruel because Rapunzel is a stick.
Yeah.
She's a little girl and she's like getting body shamed.
Yeah. Also, those people.
Oh,
those people exist.
It's so sad.
Yeah. So, like, the character of Mother Gothel, is she a witch?
She's a witch.
Right?
Yeah,
she's something, because when she's around at the beginning, she is old, and then she finds the flower to keep herself young, and she's like hundreds of years old by the time she gets Rapunzel, like kidnaps Rapunzel, right? Because in the distance, there's no kingdom.
No.
When Mother Gothel first shows up, right? And then the kingdom is being built, and the queen gets really sick when she's pregnant with Rapunzel, and there's rumors about this flower that keeps people young, or it makes you healthy. And Mother Gothel tries to hide it and keep it for herself, but they end up finding the flower. They turn it into a potion and feed the queen, and she becomes super healthy and gives birth to Rapunzel, and then Rapunzel has those properties imbued within her.
Her hair.
Well, no, within her, because at the end she cries.
Oh yeah, it's in her tear.
It's in her tears.
One last little squeeze of power.
Yeah. I always assumed that she just kept her powers.
What?
Yeah.
So she just has to cry on people?
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't do that?
Well, because like they implied that she loses the power when she cuts her hair, and all of her hair is gone, and then like one last little squeeze of a tear is all the juice left.
Okay.
And especially when she brings Flynn back to Eugene back to life. It's like this big cinematic moment where like the power's like flowing through the room and like the flowers blooming. It never does that when she's just getting her hair combed, so I'm assuming that's like the last burst of power.
Okay.
Is to bring him back to life.
Right. And it's not like she's never cried before.
No.
Yeah.
She's not singing, though, when she cries all the time.
She has to sing to activate her powers. I hope those who haven't seen this really want to see it now.
Yeah, you should. It's a good movie.
It's really good. It's really well done.
And when we recorded this previously, I mentioned that every time Mother Gothel shows affection to Rapunzel, because she does in the movie, every time she's touching Rapunzel's hair or like patting her head.
Yeah.
So she says like, "Oh, are you all right, my flower?" And she's touching the hair. So she's not even talking to Rapunzel as a person. Rapunzel's the thing that carries around what
the
she
thing
really
that
loves
she wants.
is the hair.
Yeah.
And then every time Eugene is being affectionate towards Rapunzel, he's pushing the hair out of her face. He's tucking it behind her ear because he's looking at her as the person, doesn't even care about her hair.
Yeah.
And at the end, his line is like, "Did I ever tell you that I have a thing for brunettes?"
Yeah.
Which is so cute.
It's so cute. Because when she chops off her golden long hair, it turns brown because it's the same color as her mom's hair.
Yeah.
Her real mom. But yeah, so the Mother Gothel character, she's just extremely manipulative the whole time. Like from the get-go. Again, she doesn't sway. She doesn't have any redeeming qualities except for the fact that she has like, her and Rapunzel have this weird like closeness. Like Rapunzel loves her mother, the person who she thinks is her mother.
Yeah, at the beginning when it's Rapunzel as like just a little baby and she's like talking about like, why can't I go outside? And Mother Gothel's like, because the world is dangerous, my little flower.
She's like, okay.
It's like, do you understand? She's like, yes, mommy.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
Yeah. And like Rapunzel's obviously
taken care of.
Like she's trapped in a tower. She's not even supposed to have any friends because she has to hide her little sidekick Pascal, who's a chameleon, and she's not even allowed to have him.
What's Mother Gothel gonna do if she finds out about Pascal?
Well, she does almost kill him in the end.
Yeah,
she kicks him, but then he kills her.
So she knew the whole time that chameleon's gonna kill me.
Once again, the sidekick is the real hero.
Yeah, he pulls Rapunzel's discarded hair across the floor to trip Mother Gothel out of the tower window. And Rapunzel reaches for her mom.
Yeah, like she is. Like she, after all the things that she did to her, after she knows the truth, Rapunzel, she still loves this woman. Yeah. Right? Like the weird, creepy, complicated relationship.
Which is like the portrayal of the villains, the stepmothers, the evil women is very misogynistic. But also this is a very real character.
Yeah.
This is a very real woman. This is like women who treat their daughters like this is a very common thing. I think we all have friends and people we know who have mothers like this.
Yep.
And just as a side note, the people who made these women like this were men. That's the root of all evil. I just wanted to put that out there. They're, insecure and shitty and hating other women because
they grew up in a patriarchal society.
Convinced them that that is what they should do for the approval of men. Just want to say that. Just saying.
Yep.
You can say women are bad, but what made them bad was men. They're not bad. They're just drawn that way by men.
I don't feel like people are born vain.
No.
Right? Like that is almost 100% something taught. Right? Like you have this like pushed on you this ideal of what you're supposed to look like and why young women are the only thing that are valued in terms of like the age thing, right? Like once you age, you become less important and less wanted and less desired.
Which is fucked up. I think as this new Gen Z generation is coming up, I think they're having a more healthy relationship with aging.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because they're just like,
and body types
are everywhere.
Yeah.
Can we just acknowledge that, people don't lose their attractiveness once they're like hit past a certain age?
Yeah. Like
no.
Whatever it is, and I don't even know what it is anymore. Like, is it our 40s? Is it our 50s that you are saying? Like, as soon as we're not in our 20s and all of a sudden we're worthless?
I mean, look at Cher.
Yeah, like, look at fucking Cher.
80 and she's like, such a goddess.
Is she 80?
I don't know.
She's close to it.
She's 180.
Yeah. So,
Jeff Goldblum. Sorry, he's a man, but whew. Oh my god.
The male Cher.
6'5", Jewess, just beautiful man.
Anyway, so that was my...
How hot old people are. Mother Gothel, you're hot as you are. You don't need the flower. Is the point of that.
You're 1,000 years old. You're still hot.
You're killing it, baby.
Stop being so mean to your daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the end, I'm sure Rapunzel will have a lot of trauma, a lot of things that she needs to work through for her mental health, but you got a baby girl.
And I think Eugene's, who's narrating the story at the end of the movie, that he clarifies that after years and years of asking, I finally said yes to Rapunzel's proposal. So hopefully he's implying that they just have a normal couple years before she settles down with the only man she's ever
seen.
Yeah.
Literally. Except for all the men in the ugly duckling. What's it called? Cuddly duckling?
The cuddly duckling.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I do like ducklings. Those are my villains.
Speaking of side characters that we mentioned Pascal earlier, the other best side character that would be on my top 5 side character lists is the old man from the cuddly duckling. Whoa! Somebody give me a glass, because I just found me a tall drink of water. Knife.
The cuddly duckling is a bar, and this is a drunk old man wearing angel wings.
He's dressed up as a Cupid. He's got a diaper on and wings.
And he's wasted.
He's an old sot. Is that the word? Sot? Sop?
sauce?
Salt. You know, the
don't
person
know.
who's drunk all the time. A salt.
Yeah, totally. That's definitely something I've heard. Are we gonna go into our heroes? I don't even know how long this is.
This is 22 minutes here, plus the 30 previously, so
let's
50.
just power through them.
Okay, so we're only doing top 3?
Yeah.
My top 3.
Like you didn't have time to prepare for this.
I know. Again, my top 3 for my villains and heroes was based solely on hotness level and not whether or not they were actually decent heroes or villains. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, Mulan. I'm claiming Mulan.
Yeah.
She is like a solid hero. She goes to war instead of her father because her father never had any sons. So she cuts her hair, impersonates a man to go fight in the army so that her crippled father won't die.
Because he would die immediately.
Sweet, because he's got a bum knee, and he's like when the army comes to like recruit him, he puts his cane away and he tries to walk all proudly, and like everyone in the village clearly knows like, ooh, like Fazu is an old man, he can't walk right. Like they're like kind of cringing as he goes to get his enlistment letter or whatever. And then Mulan tries to reason with her father, like, you shouldn't have to go, you've already fought for this country. And he's like, I know my place. It is about time you learned yours. And then she like goes outside and cries and montages.
It's an honor to fight for my country. So you'll die for honor.
I'll die doing what's right. It's so good.
Yeah, it's great.
And, like, as side characters go, Mushu and Kriki are adorable.
Yeah.
They're like, comedic duo, and then Musho, Eddie Murphy's Musho. Mushu is like kind of an anti-hero.
Yeah, because he's doing it for selfish reasons.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah. He lies.
Kills another guardian before he leaves, the great red dragon.
Great stone dragon.
Great stone dragon. Stone egg. And then he impersonates him. And he's like, they're gonna like never let me back in the temple. Oh, unless I make Mulan a war hero.
Yeah.
Then they'll let me back. Not even like bring Mulan back, which was the original plan.
Yeah.
Bring her back safely. That's all he had to do.
Yeah.
But instead he's like, no, I'm gonna make her famous so that they'll like make me the #1 guardian or whatever.
He just wants his place back.
No, I think he wants to be a guardian. He wants to
was
be on
a
top
guardian.
Shelf. Yeah, and then he got demoted to bring the gong.
Yeah. He just wants his spot back.
Yeah.
You disagreed with me?
When?
Just now.
About what?
I said he was a guardian, and you're like, no. He wants to be on top.
Yeah, he was demoted.
Anyways, Mulan's great.
She like the let's get down to business montage of like just training to go to war, and
she keeps up with all the men.
Shan Yu, the general?
The bad guy?
No, I'm talking about the general, the trainer.
Oh, Lee?
Li Shang. Anyways, he's training them, and during the montage, Mulan can't keep up. Mulan is the weakest. Mulan's not used to doing any of this. Like, the whole crew is doing shitty, but Mulan's doing the worst of them. And Li Shang kicks her out. He gives her his horse. He's like, get the fuck out of here. Go home.
Yeah, you're gonna die.
You're wasting my time. And then, like, at the peak of the song, she tries to get to the top of the post to receive the arrow.
Receive it.
Which was the first task that was sent out for the training, but like no one could do it, right? And instead of using brawn, which was the purpose, she uses her mind to get to the top and gets the arrow. And while everyone wakes up and they're like cheering her on, and then she like throws the arrow down Li Shang, and then they all pick up and they're like motivated now that the shittiest warrier Mulan is doing the best. Yeah. Right? So she gets everyone motivated. And, again, her cleverness, she defeats Shan Yu on the battlefield using her big old brain. Big brain. And she makes an avalanche to, like, get rid of the entire army. Yep. I said this earlier, talking about Shan Yu as being a really cool villain. Oh, I already said this, so I don't have to say it again. But, like, he honors Mulan as a soldier. Well, like, once everyone else finds out on her side that she's a woman, they're like, we have to kill her. Like, she has to, like, be abandoned by us. But when Shan Yu discovers that she's a woman, he doesn't say anything about her gender at all. He says, the soldier from the mountains. Which I thought was so cool. Right? Yeah. This is, supposedly, the villain is the most woke person. Yeah. The most in all woke of China. Male. Yeah, in all of China.
The the emperor in the end.
Yes, he bows to her, which is just so chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and even at the very end, that stupid guy is trying to like blame her, his scribe person or whatever, right?
And then the emperor offers his job to her.
Yeah.
And I've seen this done before where people are like, what two scenes have the same energy? And it's this scene, right, where the emperor bows to Mulan and then everybody in the audience who are surrounding the kingdom bow to Mulan. And then it's the same vibes as when the hobbits are talking with Aragon and everybody that's at the kingdom there, and he says, you bow to no one? And then everybody bows to the hobbits instead, and they're all like
sweet.
Shocked, and it's so cute.
You gave me chills saying that.
So I'm thinking, just to kind of keep with like interest, maybe let's just go back and forth instead of you just going through 3.
Okay.
And then me going through 3.
I just have one more thing. So when she goes back home, finally after like defeating the army single-handedly, really,
pretty much,
right?
Yeah.
Like with some assists. She takes the sword of Shan Yu and the medallion of the emperor to her father as gifts to try and say like to apologize to him because she assumes that he's going to be like furious with her, and he puts the sword of this villain and the medallion of the emperor on the ground instead to hold his daughter. Yeah. And he says like what's the line? The most
the greatest gift and honor
is having you for a daughter. Because he's woke too. He's just he's just a struggling old
he's
man.
Also an old man that's growing up in a patriarchy.
Exactly.
You want to talk about all the problems?
Best thing he can do.
Everything that causes problems?
If she came back the night after, he would have like done the same thing, I believe. Like she didn't have to prove herself to him. I think.
But in her mind she did. Which is like that's
what society was telling her.
Thing, but that's also a hero thing. Right? Like I suppose she did do it for her father's approval, but really she was motivated by the fact that she didn't want her dad to die.
Yeah, like
right? Like that's what it is.
When she's sitting alone, abandoned, after they discover she's a woman and she's like curled up beside her horse, she's like, why did I do this? Like, what was the point? And she like looks at the helmet and she looks at her reflection and she's like, I wanted to see if I could see someone worthwhile. She's like, but you know what I see when I look at this? I see nothing. I see no one. And Mushu's trying to like, I just need a little bit of spit shine. Like, hey, look at you, you're so pretty.
Shining up right there. Yeah.
It's sad because she doesn't see herself, even though herself is so amazing.
Powerful.
Yeah. Insecurity, I guess.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And also another thing, I love it when heroes are not driven by romance.
Yeah.
You get so fucking tired of it.
I think Li Shang is like a bisexual goddess.
Yeah, that's another thing. Obviously, you want to talk about that. This man is clearly not straight, which is like wonderful. Thank you, Disney. Because he's into Ping. Yep. He's into Mulan before he realizes she's a woman. He's like, who this boy be? Right, and that's fantastic. So like I said, it's not motivated by romance. It just happens to be part of it.
Yeah,
right?
Mulan 2, the sequel never happened, by the way.
Yeah, most part 2s of Disney movies didn't happen.
The best Disney sequel in the world is Lion King 2. My
Simba's
God.
Pride.
Simba's Pride. So hot. What's his name? Kovu. Get it. Ow. He's got like thicky eyebrows.
I literally have zero attachment to this movie.
Amazing songs. Like the villain in there is the female lion, and she's got this amazing song, and then the ending song when Simba kicks out Kovu, I'm almost done, is amazing. Not one of us. Gives me chills. And He Lives in You was in the Broadway play, and they put it in that movie. All right, I'm done talking. Go ahead.
Okay, back to our heroes. Abubu.
Prince Abubu.
Prince Abubu. So I am going to go with Robin Hood.
Oh.
So I'm gonna keep I'm gonna go back to like these old Disney movies which were amazing. Robin Hood I think came out. Oh, it might have even been part of that time when Disney wasn't doing so well.
Oh, the 70s, the weird time.
Yeah. Because it was one of those films that they did. I can't remember if they did it before or after Jungle Book, but where they replicated. Oh, and from Snow White.
And
when they were poor, like when Disney didn't have they didn't have as much money to keep making new films and making new animation, they take scenes from
the Stone,
previous movies.
Did you say Sword in the Stone?
And they'll like just recreate them like shot for shot. So there's like a dancing scene in Robin Hood that's the exact same scene as when Snow White is dancing with one of the dwarves. It's Maid Marian dancing with a little pig. But it was a weird time for Disney. But this movie is fantastic, and it's really sad. And like, honestly, I feel like Robin Hood is probably like one of the most sincere heroes that Disney has ever produced. I'm gonna put that out there. And we talk about like what motivates a hero and what makes them like a good person or a good hero. And his shit is all selfless. Mm-hmm. He is not reaping any of the rewards. He's literally living in the bush, right? Like in a camp that he can like move around with Little John, and he robs the rich to feed the poor, and he doesn't keep anything for himself. Unlike what Shrek implies. That is not my Robin Hood. I am talking about the hot fox Robin Hood.
Lil Jon was like also one of my big crushes.
Yeah, and he's also he's Baloo the bear. Like that's another, he's the exact and they give him the same dance as Baloo in Jungle Book. Like they're like literally shot for shot because they're just animated over top to suit the film.
I think what they managed to succeed in was the folk music.
Yes,
the rooster singing.
Yeah.
Instead of like other.
Who's
songs,
an actual
right?
artist who I didn't write down, but he's an actual performer, the rooster that does almost all of the music.
Is it folk music? Would you say it's folk?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
like,
right?
It is. It's folk.
That was like...
the singer-songwriter thing. The rooster plays like a mandolin. Mm-hmm. And like not in Nottingham. Holy shit.
Beautiful.
Like that just it literally makes me cry to think about it when they're okay, so I'm jumping ahead here in case you haven't seen Robin Hood or don't know the tale of Robin Hood.
Stop this right now, put it on, like you fool, if you haven't seen it yet.
Just play it over top of everything. We're not going to talk at all for the rest of the
for an hour and a half.
For the rest of the segment, you're just going to listen to the music. But you know, the story of Robin Hood is the evil Prince John who takes over England, right? Nottingham, whatever, like the land where they are. He takes over because his brother has been at war for years. Mm-hmm. Like he's been off fighting some war, and I'm sure there's like actual proper references that they make here. So evil Prince John, and then he has just been taxing the shit out of these people, and they literally have nothing to live off of because they're being taxed so much. And he's just like the greedy, filthy, shitty king, like a childish. He's not even a king. He wears a king's crown, but he's a prince, right?
he twirls his ear and sucks his thumb.
Yeah, literally.
Dirty thumb.
I had him as one of my villains, but I changed my mind. I was like, nah, he's evil, but he's also just like
he's a big sucky baby,
little bitch. Anyway, so he's like taxing these poor people who are already poor, and then they're
just so
either
he can,
thrown
like,
in jail.
Scrooge McDuck himself.
Yeah, just hoard his gold, just literally sleep on it. Anyway, so that's the premise, and then Robin Hood and Little John, whenever they get an opportunity, they'll rob like their caravan.
Yeah. Right? Well, the only rich person left is the king, so they're just robbing from the king
over and over again, which is awesome.
Not plural rich, it's one rich.
One rich. They're just robbing Little John. They're robbing Little John too. Not Little John. Prince John. Sorry, it's Prince John, right?
Yeah.
And then Little John. They didn't have a lot of names back then.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. So Robin Hood he's just a selfless character, motivated by helping the ones around him, not to benefit himself in any way.
And he's so sweet romancing.
He's so sweet because they have like a Marianne.
Maid Marian.
Yeah. Because they have like a history there, and it's super cute, and they Maid Marian is gone and then comes back, and they like try to reconnect, and it's like super sweet. But there's a scene in the movie where they play Not in Nottingham all the way through pretty much, and it's after Prince John has taxed them all so much that none of them have any money to pay their taxes, so they all get thrown in jail.
Like children, women.
Yeah, like these little mice. Yeah. They're all animals also. This one, they're all animals, and it's like super sad, and they're gonna hang Friar Tuck, which is also fucked up.
God.
Yeah, Friar Tuck, who's just
because he's like an activist would be the word. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
like he's one of the more vocal like defenders of what their rights are.
Yeah,
because he's not on the run.
Yeah, they're gonna hang Friar Tuck, so Robin Hood comes in.
Yeah, they're gonna fry him.
They're gonna fry him. And then they play the Not in Nottingham over all of this, and it's like raining and like thundering and storming, and it's just super depressing, but the
There's
song is really beautiful.
A family of raccoons, and they're leading them to the jail, and they're like stepping in
time.
song.
Yeah. Oh, and also the rooster.
Yep,
He's in jail.
I'm in here too.
He's singing through the bars in his cell. And also, if you're interested, Mumford and Sons do a cover of it.
Yeah, sing a couple bars.
It's amazing.
Every time.
Oh, and then there's the first song. The first song is really fun. The song
Robin Hood and Little John running through the forest. Taking coppers
jumping
from the
fences,
fringe.
dodging trees, trying to get away. Yeah. Anyways, he's
oodalally golly, what a
oodalali. That's
oodalali.
That Robin Hood is a straight up fucking G.
Also, his like Snaky Boy is a pretty good villain too.
Oh yeah. Well, he's got an arc though, doesn't he? Wait, no, he doesn't.
No, he's shitty to the end.
He's shitty to the end. Yeah.
Because he's sleeping in his little like crib underneath the king's bed.
Oh yeah, and then they end up working. They're like.
Oh, a chain gang.
Yeah, they're chain gang at the end because the actual king comes back.
Oh my god.
And then Robin
Smoking
Hood gets full pardon. Yeah. Hot characters in the shapes of animals. What the fuck were you doing there, Disney?
I know. Oh my god. The dawn of the furries.
It just us.
I think Robin Hood was definitely a lot of girls and guys' first Disney crush, right?
Yeah. Okay, your turn.
He's got a snatched waist.
Snatched. None of them wear pants.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say Megara, even though she's not the main heroine in Hercules, but she still like has like I think the best character arc because she's selfless the entire time, but that's not evident right away. We just know that she's working with Hades, and we're not sure why. But then later on in the film, when she's starting to catch feelings for Hercules, Hades reveals, like, you sold your soul to me to save this man you loved, and how did he repay you? He left you for someone else. And now you're stuck with me.
He ran off with some babe.
Yeah!
He really hurt you, didn't he, Meg?
The purpose of me bringing up Megara was that she's just everything that I would want to be, that I believe I am as a woman, like her strength that she has to do what she believes is right for her loved ones. And I think, I don't know, it's so real that, like, as a woman, we would literally give everything for our loved one. She gave her soul to save someone she loves. Yeah. And they betrayed her, which is so fucking real, because that really shit happens all the time. Yeah. And because of that, what she carries, that betrayal, and also probably working with Hades, has affected her a lot.
Possibly.
When Hercules is like a genuinely good person, how Megara must have been before all this shit happened. She can't open up to him right away. She's like hesitant. She's like, I can't get hurt again, man. Yeah. Oh, what does he say on their first date? He's like, Megara is like, or Meg, I would never ever hurt you. And she's like, how do you know? Oh, that's so good. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's I think Megara is cool.
Yeah, no, she's a good hero. And the reason why she's a good woman. And then I think if you want to actually put her in a hero category, she saves Hercules' life.
Yeah,
Hercules would have died. He would have died because he's a human when she saves him, and she
pushes him out of the way from a falling column.
Sells her soul for that one man, and then she literally gives her life for Hercules, and then she like.
That's the strength of women, though. Like that's, of course, she would do it.
And it's like she loves him. Like I don't think it's like it's not for her. She just doesn't want to see him hurt.
And then like when Hercules is like, Meg, no,
oh,
it's just so heartbreaking.
And then he gets his powers back.
And he goes to lift the column, and he gets his strength back, and he's lifting it above his head. He's like, how? And Meg says, like, Hades' contract said I wouldn't get hurt. And she's dying.
Yeah, she literally dies. Aww. She dies right there.
And isn't that, like, for Hercules as well as for him to actually be accepted into, what's the heaven called for Greeks again? Mount Olympus? Yeah. For him to be accepted into Mount Olympus, he has to become Zeusdom. He has to become a true hero, and that is it's self-sacrifice, is it not? Yeah. And that's what he does for Meg. Yep. He gives up his soul for Meg. Yeah.
Because up until that point, everything that he does, even though he's like the epitome of a hero in the eyes of like all the people that he's helping, he's still doing it for selfish reasons the entire time until the very end. right? Because he's just doing it so that he
He could be into Mount Olympus.
Yeah. He becomes like a full god again.
Well, the reason I brought that up was because technically Megra's sacrifices twice over now should have made her, if she was god, like half god, demigod or something, she would have been invited to Mount Olympus because she sacrificed twice over already.
Mm-hmm. Her sacrifices. Sacrifices.
It's so cool when like he dives down to get her soul and Hades is like, oh, you'll be dead before you can reach her. Did I forget to mention that? Mm-hmm. And they're about to like clip his life hair. And then it becomes all golden and hard.
What's the matter with these scissors?
You can't still be alive. You'd have to be a god.
Oh god! What are the name? They're not muses.
Panic?
No. What's the three women?
The three harpies? The three fates?
Fates. Yeah, the fates. They all share an eyeball. Indoor plumbing. It's gonna be big. My hero, the one I have next, and this is gonna be it. We're gonna.
We've gone on too long now.
Yeah. We even narrowed it down. We were gonna do 5 each, and then 5 songs.
Yeah, we got too much into it.
You can't just stay on with topic. That's not how this works. That's not how our conversations work. we circle back, and that's the best that we can do. My next hero I chose is also an anti-hero, if you want to say that Meg is something of an anti-hero because she's supposed to be evil at the beginning. I chose Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. Mm-hmm. And another one of my most favorite Disney movies ever. And he's the villain in the movie at the beginning, which is cool. He is an experiment. He's an experiment 626. He's an alien, and he is literally designed for destruction. What's his name? Jumba, the professor, the evil doctor who creates him. He wants him to just destroy. That's his whole purpose, is to be destructive. He has literally no other purpose, and they say this several times in the movie.
And when Stitch at the opening is being convicted, and the woman in charge is like, "Can you give us any evidence that there is some good in you?" And he kills people.
Yeah,
and he kills the robots.
No, not just that. When he's supposed to reply, he says something in his alien language that makes everybody throw up. Yeah. That's what it is. He's supposed to, because he's in his little tube, and then he escapes, right? So he immediately escapes, and he lands on the northern Hawaiian island, the little one. I can't remember what it's called. It starts with the K. And they're one of the littlest islands of the Hawaiian Islands, and that's where he impersonates a dog and gets adopted by Lilo, which is their story. Oh my god, I just watched this movie again. So I've watched this movie 100 times in my life, easily. There's a reason why I went to Hawaii was because of this dang movie. And the whole story with the big sister struggling with the social service workers, the Children's Aid Society, trying to keep Lilo in her care is really fucking sad.
When they're both obviously
they're orphans
and traumatized.
And the parents must have died within that year, right? Because obviously they've been dealing with a lot of social workers at this point. Nani, her big sister, is 19, and Lilo is 4 or 5, right? And I just watched this before bed a month ago, and I was in tears because it's so real and it's so fucking sad.
When they think that the social worker's coming to collect her the next day, and then they're in the hammock together,
and they have a little ceremony, a little Hawaiian ceremony. Oh my god, it's so much.
And Stitch is watching, and Stitch is I fucked up. I made this happen.
And he did,
because I was a bad dog.
That's the thing. He's a bad. I'm doing air quotes here, people. He's a bad creature, but Jamba, the guy who created him, and then what's his name? Piggly?
Pick me? He's a pick-me alien.
You wouldn't want me anyway.
Also, they're super gay and lovely.
So they're just observing them because they're not supposed to hurt Stitch. They have to bring him in without harming anything around them. So Stitch is using how close Lilo is with him as a dog, to protect himself. And he fucks them over by being there. His existence is programmed to be evil, and he's the reason why Lilo's about to get taken away by Children's Aid. That's what happens because of how bad he is. Nani and Lilo kind of have a chance, but because how destructive Stitch is, it screws them over, right? And then in the end, what I was saying about being like an anti-hero and why he's on my list as a hero, he's the one that corrects everything. So everything, and he makes amends with himself. Like you literally watch this little creature grow into being somebody who actually knows what love is, because he doesn't at the beginning. He's confused by it.
He's the little ugly duckling.
He's the ugly duckling. Yeah.
He doesn't have a family. He doesn't know what that love means.
But that's his first experience with love, is the love that he experiences with Nani and Lilo. Like the power of love from your family is what changes him. It gives him a new purpose. Like his only purpose was to destroy, and now like after he sees the struggle that Nani and Lilo go through and the pain that he causes them and why he is the way that he is, and he doesn't fight at the end either. No. Right? Like he's just trying to stop the aliens from capturing him, and they accidentally capture Lilo, so he has to save Lilo. But he's about to go with them in handcuffs, and he doesn't fight them, right? Because he's like, Lilo is returned safe, and like they're all okay. So he's like, as long as my family's okay, I'll leave now. Which like that, by the end of it, I was like, I'm gonna fucking cry again.
When does he say his lines? Is he in cuffs?
He's in cuffs, and he's about to get
means family.
Yeah, and he's trying to explain to the big head alien in charge. So that's what she'd asked him, right? Like what Wayne was saying. She asked him like, what qualities within you would make us believe that you're a decent person, which is what he does in the end. He's like, this is my family. It's small and it's broken, but it's still good.
Yeah, still good.
Still good. And then he's just gonna leave. He's gonna be like, well, like, I love you guys. It was nice for you to change my life and my existence. Peace. But obviously, in the end, he gets to stay. And then their whole family is under the protection of this alien society. Yeah. So, like, their house gets rebuilt and, like, they get, like, flying cars. And...
Well, Jamba and Pick-Me.
What the fuck is his name?
Pygmy? Pick-Me live in the upstairs loft as the super gay uncles.
Plinky? Plinkly. I think it's Plinkly. Yeah. It's the dude from Kids in the Hall.
Kids in the Hall, yeah. We are not to be seen.
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
Yep. Stitch is good.
Yeah, still good. He's a sweetheart. That's it. We did it.
We did it.
Oh, God.
It took a week, but here we are, ladies and gentlemen. The Disney episode.
Oh, man.
Good God.
The first Disney episode. Oh. We're gonna do others in the future. It's just
I made my top 20 hot list. We'll have to have that as an episode.
Yeah. It'll be a 4-part series.
Like, we didn't even get to talk about our favorite Disney songs.
No, we can't. Yeah. There's too much. However, at the end of this, we did talk about including some of our outtakes, because we literally did a half an hour of just trying to sing Disney songs.
From memory.
From memory. And our memories are old now.
Faulty memories.
There's a lot of holes in them.
Well, because we've seen these Disney movies hundreds of times. Literally. And I don't know what's back. My recall's not that great anymore. I'm getting old.
And you listen to them more than most.
In the car, yes.
Yeah. Yep. Our next episode. What do we want to do?
Yeah,
what do we want to do? Do you want to go through my list?
Yes.
Evie's comfort movies.
I know. Isn't that just such a good old shoe to slip on?
Right.
Because Princess Bride versus Labyrinth.
Honestly, it'd be Princess Bride and Labyrinth.
I think that would be a full episode.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a lot of good stuff there.
Oh, we
just
could, because I know a little bit about, like, background stuff to bring up for Princess Bride that I'd be excited to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much for Labyrinth for background stuff, actually.
No, I think that we could do a little bit of research here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, that'll be our next episode then. Do you feel good about that?
The Princess Bride
and Labyrinth episode.
All right, yep.
There we go.
Until next week.
Well, thanks so much. I'm curious to hear how this is going to sound when we're done putting it together.
Gosh. Yep.
It is our Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, this is... I'm glad how it ended. We had a really strong opening, a really strong ending.
Yeah.
A confusing middle.
Yeah.
That's a good sandwich. I'll take a bite.
Yeah. That's my favorite kind of sandwich. Okay.
Pocket sand?
Oh, no!
I'm not used to saying it.
You say
it. You're supposed to say pocket sand.
Pocket sand.
I never say it, do I?
Okay, fine. I'll do it. Pocket sand. Pop Rocks and Fake Fans Disney episode bloopers.
Enjoy. We're cutting all this out, don't worry.
I was thinking actually picking a song.
Hold on, what is the opening for Disney though? What's the opening?
Oh no! Oh, fuck.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a... What was it?
Okay, we're gonna try and do it again.
No, no.
No. No. What?
I got so close.
No.
I don't think we should do the theme for Disney.
You said we were gonna improv the music for every episode.
I know, but not necessarily the theme. We could pick our favorite Disney song and do that.
Well, let's do that one then. What is it?
I don't know.
You go and I'll vibe off of you.
Okay. I got this.
Are we just humming the tune?
What's that?
I thought it was I Want to Be Like You.
No, I was thinking of Prince Ali.
Oh! Oh.
Okay, well, what can we hum well? What can we hum well?
We're doing it. You face the galloping horse, 100 bad guys with swords, who sent them goods to their lords by Prince Ali. He's got 75 golden camels.
Don't they look lovely, Jem?
And the peacocks, he's got 50 free.
Fabulous, leather feathers.
When it comes to exotic type mammals, has he got to zoo? And I'm telling you, it's a world-class menagerie.
From the top?
From the top. Let's get down to business.
Wait, are we singing that or are we gonna hum it?
The
pod.
podcast. Did they send me daughters?
When I asked.
You're like, give it to me. I'm like,
No. I thought that would be a good segue to introduce each other.
oh.
Did they send me Winnie's?
Or Kylie's.
When I asked.
For pods. Yeah. Don't progress the song, just that same part over and over again. Welcome back. This is episode 3.
Is that our intro? I don't love it.
We have made about 4 intros now, and we can't decide which one we like the least.
Because the one that we like the least is going to be the one we use.
Yeah. Okay, let's improvise one more time. Did they send me daughters when I asked for sons?
Yeah.
You're the saddest bunch I ever met, and you can bet before we're through,
Mr. I'll
make a man out of you. I'm never gonna catch my breath. Say goodbye to those who knew me. Boy, was I fool in school for cutting gym. This guy's gonna skid to death. Hope he doesn't see right through me. Now I really wish that I knew how to swim. Be a man.
Must be swift as the
coursing river. Be a man.
With all the force of a
great typhoon. Be a man. With all the force of a raging fire. Mysterious as the dark side of the moon. Time is racing toward us. Okay. Arrive. Yeah.
Why do I sound like a cowboy?
Welcome back.
I feel like you're actually doing like the Mulan sound.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Well, where's the horse? You gotta feel it in your gut. Yeah. You're pushing. Yeah. Welcome back.
Welcome back, people of the pod.
We tried again. Hope you liked it. Tune in next week.
That was it. This is
the
maximum
Disney
effort
episode
for Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah, man.
Well, it'd be nice if we could actually incorporate our names into it. That would be fun. I think that's a fun idea.
Okay. How about I'll introduce you with the song and you introduce me with the song.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on.
I'll go first. Poor unfortunate Kylie's so sad but true. She came flocking to her Winnie, tried to make a podcast. And did I help her? Yes, I did. Should have learned the words first.
Well, no, this is funner.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
What's
all I
off
got.
the top of my head? Well, I was gonna go with the Little Mermaid one too.
Go do it.
Okay.
Fine.
How does it go?
Wait,
No.
what?
What?
What is that? Little Mermaid?
No, that's Titanic.
Okay. I'm a big fan.
Or is it no, Fiona?
Oh.
I want to be where the Winnies are. I want to see her podcasting, strolling around down the. What's that word again? Podcast.
What's that word? Feet. Up where they
It's at the end of her legs.
Up where they run. Up where they podcast in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that cast. You need to sync that up better next time.
Part of that cast.
Part of that cast. That's good. That's good. You want to keep going? Just want to keep singing?
Yeah.
Let's do our outro. All right. Thank you guys for a great episode. So happy we got to say what we had to say.
We
Here's our
said so
outro
many
song.
good things.
That was a good episode. Solid 2 hours. Can't believe we did it that long.
Yeah, it was
Here's
requested
yeah, by her mother.
by her mother.
She was like, "Can you make it longer, please? More obscure."
Yeah, I really
enjoy
don't
being
want to follow
confused.
along at all. That's our goal. We really hope you don't relate.
I hope you turned this off as soon as you turned it on.
I hope you're disappointed.
Aw.
Oh, never mind, I take it back. I was sad.
Getting dark.
Okay, what's a good outro?
Little pod, it's a quiet pod. Every pod, like the pod before. Little pod, full of little pods, podding up to say, Bonjour. Bonjour.
Podju.
There goes the Winnie with her pod, like always.
The same
And
old pods and pods to sell. You're in my pod now, not your pod.
Oh,
And I've got pods on the other pods.
this is scaring me. You're scary.
He's got pods on the other pods.
Boom, 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 boom. Are you ready?
Boom, boom, boom,
Pod,
boom,
pod, 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 pod.
Are you ready?
Okay, I got another one.
You're scaring me.
You were. Your eye contact. You're like.
I have to stop making
Broadsword.
this face.
All of my songs suck for pod-related puns.